even waiting. Hastered up on G. Brax just hitting Hux for now. There's
Swap goes back, and Fata trying to help his ally. Paz in huge trouble. Paz just gets blown up. BKB Gyro says, say hello to my little gun. And there you go. Everybody's blowing Black Bites back, but Brax is done.
2 lanes of Brax. It's a horrible disaster for Mouse Sports now. The base being overwhelmed. Beautiful hooks from Brax. Misery. BKB's online. He can just charge in for a stun if he pleases. G hooking to Brax, or Brax hooking to G. Yeah, some friendly fire here. Now Blake. A silence as well, but Misery pops the BKB. Puck heading to the right. LGD says, fine, you can run, but your base is in a lot of trouble. In they go. The tier 3 falling fast. In the front lines is Brax. Another hook, another kill. Jams it in. Slam dunk from Brax, and now on to Black as well.
He's got no buyback because he just used it. Black's done. And that should be the third Rax.
This could be the end of Mouse Sports. Misery will fall. The Rax does stand. But remember, every time they're pushing, they're taking a lane. Impale on Brax. A chaotic team fight for sure. Pycat still standing strong. Has the Satanic. BKB cooling down. He'll unload. He's not getting stunned up. Not just yet. There's a Carapace. Finally, it's used. The Rax is alive, but they paid the price. They've lost 2 lanes. Paz. No. Pycat.
What?
How is he alive?
What?
How is he alive? Oh my goodness. What a disgusting turn of events. You know, in like 99% of games, that Gyrocopter is dead. Not in this game.
When that 1% happens, you just scratch your head a little bit.
Pycat is the 1%. He is too farmed. Look at him. Look at that net worth. He really is the 1%.
I mean, so question mark, how does Mouse make a comeback? Because they're not tapping out yet.
If they let LGDN get to their high ground with what's coming next, which is probably Aegis Cheese, that's game. I mean, they have to fight outside of the base. Because even if they win the ensuing fight, they almost certainly lose that Rax. And they do not have the territory control or the damage to just go for throne. Sometimes you can trade like that, but there's still a tier 1 mid and tier 2s in all the lanes. So they got to fight outside the base.
I really think they cannot go for big items. You're not saving for a Sacrifice. You're not saving for...
Well, he's almost got the Sacrifice.
Okay, so Puck's almost there, so he's going to get it. But for the most part, you just spend your gold now, because buyback would not help you. And if you have 2,000 gold sitting in inventory when that fight breaks out, that won't help you either. You have to make sure they don't come in the base, because there's enough damage.
Once again, Brax, he's always there. Wow. Again with the hooks. What a beast.
Where's the vision coming from? How do they just know?
The rocket comes in, and then he's caught. And now, back towards the middle lane. Well, the tower for the time being. Still standing. They can't even take a tier 1 mid. This is not...
I mean, Black is in an interesting position. Is he trying to backdoor a tower? I think so.
I mean, it's got to be
Black, go.
It's got to be guerrilla warfare. They've got to get creative here. I like this from Black. If he gets caught, though, it's not going to be too pretty.
At the very least, he's slowing and stopping down Crewwave. Brax says, get them out of here.
Get out of my base. The top lane's pushing in. LGDN. Is it a smoke for the throne? No, it's a smoke for the bottom lane of Rax. They're on top of the Rax. Mouse aren't ready for this. Swap. Cinder and caught. Cinder and dead. 2 heroes on the sidelines. 23-8. And Mouse Sports really looking like they're on their last ounces of gasoline here.
Finds Black again. He's hooking. And he's just not stopping Black. He's dead. No buyback this time here. And G with the BKB will find Paz. Paz is dead. And that will draw a GG out of Mouse Sports.
Mouse Sports just didn't have it in them in the end. They fell too far behind early. LGDN knew exactly what was coming their way. During the analysis stage, there was some talk about the predictability of Mouse, and we saw it here, unfortunately for them. LGDN knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they were ready every step of the way.
Does it matter if you know what's coming if you can't stop it?
They could stop it, though. They really could.
They really couldn't. Well, Chen being the more important hero, we saw LGD Gaming Int draft it first. And they took it kind of easily after that.
And with that being said, the players shaking hands. Great sportsmanship. But on that note, LGD International move on, and we'll send it back to James and the rest of the guys at the desk.
Thank you, LD and Lumi. So there you have it. Congratulations to LGD International. They pick up the best of 1 in the lower bracket here at the International. And, well, you guys called it. You were like, okay. You think LGD had their number? They did. But I still wanted to say that Mouse Sports were not predictable. Because normally they don't feed that much.
I mean, they picked the puck for the middle lane.
That's good.
Predictable. They got a hero that Black could farm up. Sort of predictable. I think that was a very textbook Mouse lineup. But such amazing play by Brax on the Clockwork.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. It's been a long time since I've seen a Clockwork been utilized as good as he just did. almost as if he used aimbot. That was really, really well played.
Yeah, he found a lot even with the Scepter and the Gem. He just kept picking them off. They were like the Nyx Assassin a couple of times, the Nature's Prophet, and Black. They all just couldn't find farm anywhere, and their split push lineup just completely went down the drain with that.
Yeah, and it looked like Mouse did have a little bit of a chance to come back in. There was some good plays by Fata on the puck and set up some nice fights, and you could see that Mouse Sports also knew if they stayed in there and something went their way once, it could go their way again. It would have to happen almost 3, 4, 5 times, but they were willing to play that card. And just because of the lineup and also what kind of team they are, they're very dedicated, and really I commend them for everything they've done with the team so far. It's kind of like a new roster, and despite being knocked out now to LGD International, I think they've played a really good half a year of Dota.
Oh yeah, definitely. After Sunderland joined, it really seemed as if they came together again. They lost Kuroki to Na'Vi earlier this year, and then everyone sort of counted them out, but they just stood strong and showed that they could still be a force to be reckoned with, and obviously won the qualifiers, so definitely one of the better teams in Europe.
Yeah, and of course in that game, the story was really about the clockwork. Of course, there were other members within LGD International, but we are going to go to Brax to maybe hopefully explain how awesome that felt.
All right, guys. Yeah, as you mentioned, I am here with Brax, and I told you a few moments ago you were making me a little nervous towards the end there. Did you ever feel like, oh no, maybe we really don't have this?
No, not at all. Through the whole game, we were pretty much all calm and collected, so it was nice.
What do you think the key was to your win today?
We just actually played our own game for once. In the past, we always have problems with like the draft. Sometimes we don't pick our own lineup, and then things just go bad from there.
And you guys all are very experienced players, but a relatively new team. What has it been like coordinating a team of such experienced people?
It's really interesting because we're all from different countries, so sometimes there's little language issues, you know. People say things, but it comes out the wrong way and it's misunderstood and all that kind of stuff, but it's all right for the most part.
And along those lines, you're living and training in China. How has that been?
It's been interesting. There's been good times and bad times, but it was a long 10 months.
Do you think it helps?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like as a player I've improved by quite a lot.
And let's talk about looking ahead to the next match, Fnatic. Did you watch earlier today, and did you get anything from watching the earlier match as far as strategy for dealing with them coming up here?
I did watch the games, and I usually just look at their picks to see what the kind of style they prefer. And for the most part, we're pretty prepared for that.
And last question, how do you like Seattle so far?
I really like Seattle.
Yeah?
I saw pictures of the lake and everything, and I was so excited to see it. And then when we drove by it, oh my God, it looks so beautiful. I love all the houses like on the hills and everything.
Yeah, right?
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Well, it's exciting to have you guys all here. Welcome to Seattle, and best of luck in the next match we'll be watching between you guys and Fnatic.
Thank you.
And congratulations again on the win. We'll send it back to you, James.
Thank you, Casey. Eva Brax is really fed up of living in China, and he's like, I love it over here. Or you could ask him what he loves right now, and he loves everything, because he just went through the lower bracket game. But of course, congratulations. And so far, they seem like they've turned up today to play LGD International, and that's what he pointed out, was like, we got the heroes we wanted, and we're ready for Fnatic. So I think Fnatic should be a little bit worried.
I think that's going to be a really great match. Both teams has their own distinct play style, and they both like to play some out-of-the-box Dota. LGD and obviously putting on very much early game aggression. They've been doing that since their inception, and I really love following their play style, and I love following Fnatic for the sole reason of them always going early boots of travel, something I find very interesting. So this is going to be my favorite matchup of the day, actually.
All right, so and of course I believe that might be the last match of the day. But either way, let's take a look at some of the highlights of the game, and we're going to go to Bruno in a second as well. I don't know what's happening. Bruno's like, look at me, but I'm like, Bruno, look at this. So this is, yeah, pretty much when they just wanted to walk in and get the second set of racks. And you can see there, Brax, he's already got Aghanim Scepter on his clockwork, which basically means the cooldown is somewhere around 12 seconds, I believe, on hookshot. Maybe, yeah, who knows? Everyone at the panel is just like, yeah,
it's just a number.
But just overly dangerous. And they did get pushed away when going for the tier 3 down here. G also wanted to get in on the hooking action as he took one. But overall, you can tell from what Brax said, they were just like, yeah, we felt like we were going to win, and we did.
Yeah, I was talking with Milk before, or like during the game after the draft, and he just said he liked LGD and its lineup a lot more, and he could see them ending the game when just pushing down all their towers without them being able to react. Nature's Prophet and Phantom Lancer can't do that much early, and LGDN took complete advantage of that.
And Bruno, what did you want? What was the finger wagging for?
No, I was saying no because I actually misunderstood what you're saying. That was the last game. I thought that you were saying that this is the last game. We actually have 2 more, which are the 2 next losers bracket.
And the All-Star match.
Yeah.
So we misunderstood each other.
Misunderstood. It's just because we're too far away.
Language barrier,
James,
maybe.
I miss you.
It's one day we will have a chair big enough to sit both of us, and
Yes.
we'll be able to be
How about a couch?
connected. Or we could just
We could
do
just
the
ha-
cosplay. Have you seen it? The ogre magi.
Yeah, that would be nice.
There's I say there's someone. I think it's 2 people. I hope it is.
Are you
There's
okay
2
if I want to go to the bathroom while in cosplay?
Oh, I wouldn't want to cosplay with Way Too Sexy, with the amount of restroom visits he has.
It's very true. It's very true. And I would like to not answer your question.
Perfect. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened this match, and I'm going to extend it a little bit more general. First, I want to talk about the matchup mid. Not because it was a particularly key. We were talking about how Clockwork was important, but Fara versus Gold, I want to just highlight how we were talking in the qualifiers. Fara was kind of the MVP of the tournament, in a way. They were really, really strong. The pack play from him was amazing. This game, this pack faced the Dragon Knight, and I think God got a lot out of this. They weren't able to kill him. The thing about Pac, with the phase shift, he can dodge a lot, but you can't dodge the stun. That sets up a lot of initiation. Farah had a hard time. If you look at it, he couldn't even finish his ship stick. Normally he likes to go for Dagon.
But, I mean, they were far behind and ended it in 35 minutes, so him not having a sheep stick wasn't that surprising. Whenever they exited their base, especially after DK got the Shadow Blade, there's just nothing you can do.
So he was, during the West qualifiers, he was sporting an 80% win rate with the puck.
Only 80? I thought it would be much higher. I thought 95 or something.
I think it was like 4 out of 5 or something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 13 out of 14.
Yeah, no, not that much. But in this tournament, he was only 3 and 4. So I'm sure that Farah will grow up in terms of grow up. That sounded really bad. Just improve his consistency and will be back to be whoever he was before.
He's also probably going to grow up as well a little bit. It's just natural.
I don't know. Well, I think he's old enough to just stop growing.
Do you think he's going to stop growing?
Oh, we all do at a certain point.
Oh.
We all grow as persons, Bruno. Every day.
That's very deep. I have to reflect on that. But as I reflect on that, I want to bring out the last topic, which is I was really, really upset about the pick of Phantom Lancers with Keeper of the Light.
Yeah, you were sitting here very angry almost.
I was very angry because people say, oh, well, I mean, with the obvious connotation of the hero that is kind of like cheesy to play with, I was actually checking on win rates. And I want to bring some other combinations which are much better than Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light and Phantom Lancer, historically, they had 52% win rate, which is slightly above 50%. Kind of okay, but not so great. If you compare Wisp CK, another very obvious combination, 60%. Tree plus Weaver, something that is kind of trendy right now, not in the same lane, but the Weaver can die with the living armor, 68%. That's amazing. If you go something like a little bit old school, Juggernaut and Venomancer. Venomancer throws the Gale, you speed, you get the first blood. 54% better. And my favorite, Spirit Breaker and Lifestealer. 80% win rate. So that's what I want to see more of that. Stop Phantom Lancer, stop Keeper of the Light. I want more Spirit Breaker, I want more Spirit
Do you feel bad as a person that you have all this information and you didn't share it with Mouse Sports? It could have changed their tournament career.
I couldn't share it with all. It was the highest payer. And they didn't have enough.
He's been preaching about Spirit Cow for months now.
I'm evangelizing people.
It's a whole religion, I think. The whole spirit cow thing, as you like to call it.
Right?
Space Cow.
Praise
Space Cow.
the Space Cow. We're going to see some Space Cow. I'm 100% sure that before the tournament ends, a team is going to pick it, a team is going to win with it.
I will not agree with that.
I can agree with that.
I mean, I hope so,
Lifestealer
but
Bomb. Lifestealer Bomb with Spirit Breaker is ridiculous. What do you do? BKB doesn't even matter.
No, you can't get away from that.
Can't get away. Unstoppable.
I'll play you 1v1 Spirit Breaker. You can
cannot
choose whatever
argue
you
with such logic. I'll just bow out. You guys won.
Better than your Bloodseeker. Your affinity.
Yeah.
This is where I got
No. Here, Spirit Breaker versus Bloodseeker. Make it happen. I have a Faceless Boy versus Windrunner with you.
Oh, yeah, by the way, you know everybody in the studio said that you're going to win, the Windrunner versus Faceless Void.
Absolutely.
No, they said that actually I should win.
Why?
Because Well, I don't want to say it's rude, but it's you don't bring the hero,
Okay.
Bruno. Bring the player. That's what I'm saying. All your statistics is bring the player, baby.
Wow, James.
Throwing it down. All right, so I'm going to quickly move on and say we're going to go to the next game, which is going to be Team Dignitas versus Orange. And I do believe we've either got a pre-game interview or some sort of graphic-y cool thing that will happen. Who knows?
And gentlemen, I'm joined by Universe with Dignitas. Wanted to chat with you briefly ahead of the upcoming game. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling very good.
Well, you had a really great showing just a couple hours ago. So anything you learned from that particular match that you're going to take with you moving forward against Orange?
Well, I think Orange is a completely different team than Rattlesnake, so I don't think there's much I can take forward except just trying not to die in lane. But other than that, I think, yeah, it's completely different.
Have you had much chance to study Orange?
Not me, but I'm sure my teammates have.
So you're going to do a lot of relying on them a little bit?
Yeah, in terms of research on the team, but I'll hold my own in lane, hopefully.
Any nerves?
No nerves.
You don't look nervous at all.
Yeah, I don't really get nervous before these games. So.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. We appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Curtis Ling, AUI 2000, Vancouver, Canada.
Giannis Lucas, Fogged, Huntington, New York.
Jingjun Wu, Snaking, Manassas, Virginia.
Sahil Aurora, Universe, Madison, Wisconsin.
Peter Nguyen, Way Too Sexy, Vancouver, Canada.
So then, Team Dignitas ready to go into the game versus Orange, and I was super impressed there. We had an interview and cool graphic-y things, so we have the technology here at the International. But overall, how's the team performed for you in their first game? What are their chances going into Game 2 here?
I think both teams stand a really good chance. I was impressed by Orange in the first game against Na'Vi especially. I think they seem a bit more coordinated on an overall basis than Dignitas. They were really good at coming up and going around us 5 and utilizing their strategies. They sort of threw everything on the floor in Game 3 against Na'Vi. It didn't really seem as the team we saw in Game 1. So I'm hoping they're able to get past that and bring their A game against Dignitas.
I talked to Fogged during or right after his win, and they said they had like never run Timbersaw mid before, and like picked him second. And I was like, what? That was like your second pick. So I'm not really sure. After that, I'm not too confident in Dignitas.
I was saying the same thing to Bruno. I was a bit surprised. I got back here after the picks were done, and I saw Snaking standing in the middle lane with the Timbersaw, and I was like, oh, they've done some weird rotation, but that was the plan all along, and it seems to
I've
work
never
out.
seen one Timbersaw before.
If they pick Space Cow, Bruno, we know who the bidder was, the winning bid.
We'll see. I actually don't know. It's like, you know, these kind of close bids where you don't know who it is. I just get a paper with money in it, and I open, and then I write the strategy in the paper, and I give it back, and everyone knows which one is which. So I don't even know who's going to be the one.
We'll find out at some point during the tournament. Yeah, so that's Team Dignitas. I'm not sure if we're going to have a pre-game interview with Orange. We'll have to check with you, but when they're ready, we'll let you know. Oh, no, it seems like we are ready. So here's Orange.
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Extinct with Orange, and really excited to see what you guys do in this next game. But let's first talk about what happened this morning against Na'Vi. You came on really strong with the first round. What do you think happened?
On the first round?
Yeah.
I think they gave us our best hero, I think, because our strategy is best with Visage, and they gave us that, so we played well the game and we won it.
And what do you think you learned from the subsequent 2 games as far as carrying further into the tournament? Any mistakes that you don't want to repeat? Anything you learned that you want to make sure that you do this time?
The biggest problem is I think it's about our drafting, because in the second and third game our draft was not that good and we lost badly. Yeah.
Well, you got a chance to make it up. What are your thoughts on Dignitas?
We saw the game just now versus Rattlesnake, and yeah, they're pretty strong, but yeah, we are quite confident taking them on. Yeah.
All right. Good luck to you.
Lee Kong Yang, KYXY, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Chai Yifeng, Moshi, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Lim Wai Ben, Net, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Ku Zhongxing, Ohio, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Joel Chanjanel, Extinct, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
So then Orange, a team that today took on Na'Vi and were unable to get the victory, and unfortunately now in the lower bracket, and they could have easily, in my opinion, been in the upper bracket semi-finals. It could have gone differently. So hopefully their momentum, they're able to kind of stop the losing momentum and regroup and be able to take on Team Dignitas. They've got a great set of players. They can really come out with top tier plays from all the members of the team. What are we expecting from them?
Well, I'm not exactly sure about the mentality of Orange because they were starting off in the winners bracket. They definitely, want to win versus Na'Vi, and now they're in this position where they lose just one game, they're out of the tournament.
Yep.
And speaking as someone with the winners bracket experience, dropping the losers, what do you have to say about that?
Oh God.
I don't actually know.
I mean, it doesn't really cite you as much as you'd expect it to, but I did have another 24 hours to go on, and I'm sure Orange went into this day thinking, yeah, we just got to beat Na'Vi and that's it. I don't think they planned ahead and were like, when we're in the loser bracket, we got to do this. Meanwhile, Dignitas has known all along they were in the loser bracket, so they might have a better state of mind going into this.
Yeah, I think they're definitely more prepared than Orange is.
Yeah, so Orange comes off a match loss, whereas Dignitas won one.
Right.
So Dignitas might be having that mental edge. So
and they haven't
speak.
lost a game today, so they might be feeling a little more confident.
And we heard Poppy talking about having the mental edge and that they were a bit weary in their first game against Orange, but that you had to build it back up. And Universe was saying in his interview that he doesn't really get nervous. And I know for a fact that's a lie, because we were sitting in the green room last year and he was shaking and he was like, hold me, Jacob, hold me. I'm really nervous. And then we went in and we lost the game. so
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, he's just full of it.
All right, so I think we're actually going to be ready to go into the game in just a moment. I think the bands will just be starting. So predictions before we go into this matchup. Bruno, do you want to kick us off?
I was checking some of the heroes that these guys play really well. And I want to give a little bit of a tip to both Orange and Dignitas, just to be fair, right? So if you're Orange, you have to give Mushi apparently Windrunner because they're 7-1 historically with it. So your chances are that you're going to win. If you're Dignitas, AOE 2000, AUI, I never know how it's pronounced. I think its highest win rate hero is Tiny. I actually remember. You remember they were really good at Wisp Tiny back in the days.
It's something we haven't seen from them forever.
Yeah,
and
so
I missed that.
I want to see that. That's my prediction.
All right. Any predictions for the best of one?
I think Orange going to take it.
All right.
I think Orange too, but it's a best of one. I could easily see this going Dignitas' way.
I definitely think Orange have shown some high-level play here today, but of course, as mentioned by Malk, some of the members of Team Dignitas previously played on EG, but now they're in Team Dignitas. They're only going up in the world, so you just don't know what's going to happen. But either way, all we know is it is going to be a best of one, and it's going to be between Team Dignitas and Orange. So over to the hall and take it away, guys.
Team Dignitas versus Orange.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's our third of 4 elimination matches for the day. The International 3 rages on. By the time day 1 is done, 4 teams are getting knocked out. The winner of this match in the money, guaranteed top 8 finish. I'm LD and I'm joined by Luminous.
I don't want to steal Statman Bruno's thunder.
But you're going to.
But I'm going to.
Okay.
Orange Esport Visage, played by Extinct, has a 78% win rate.
You don't give this guy Visage.
That was the last time I checked, not counting the Na'Vi game that they took today.
And not only does he win with Visage, because to be fair, quite a few of the Asian teams do that, but he wins impressively. His micro is on point. His movements are usually top-notch. They gave it away.
So just to say how good his Visage is, during the stay in China, they played in the Chinese tournament called DSL.
Yes, the Dota 2 Super League.
His KDA there was rivaling Burning's KDA, which is a carry player. So when your support player gets as much kills and don't die as the enemy carries, you're doing pretty good.
But they've given it away. It was a first pick Visage from Orange. The ban's pretty standard. And Dignitas, confidence in the Timbersaw pick. They're going back to it. They go Alk, they go Timbersaw, they go for the big boys, and then the Prophet response from Orange. Heading into this match, just to talk more about Orange's mentality, because I think it is very important. You could be the best team in the world. If you don't have the right attitude, you might not go very far. I had a chance to speak to Extinct at length, and they really felt they should have beaten Na'Vi. They were pretty demoralized after that win, but you've got to be able to put it aside, not worry about it. What's done is done, and focus on this best of one.
Yes, I agree. And Orange Esport, their support has been extremely impressive every time I've watched them, every time I've cast them. And their dual room is just marvelous. So let's see if they could do it, because as we've said last time we casted Dignitas just an hour ago, they don't want to fight you and then you can't find them. So it's just like the master of nukes on one side versus the master of jukes on the other side. Who will prevail? I don't know.
Jukes or nukes. We'll have to wait and see. Razor banned out by Team Dignitas. And this is a really nice ban because Razor, it's something that Orange have been playing a lot, and it's also very frustrating to late against as an Alk or a Timbersaw. Either of these melee heroes, you have to be close to the creeps to get the last hits generally, which means easy static links and a lot of damage drain. Smart ban from Dignitas. I like it a lot.
Now today we saw in the Na'Vi series, we saw a couple of interesting solo mid heroes. We saw Tidehunter one game that was pretty nice.
Tidehunter is 2-0 so far.
Yeah, he is 2-0. Maybe only 3-0. Let's see if Orange will pick it and win with it. But are we expecting something crazy on the mid lane?
You know, I think Timbersaw is going to do really well in that matchup anyway. Where Orange has... you look at this team, some of the most individually talented players in the world. What Orange has the most of is talent. Where they do sometimes struggle is what Extinct talked about, which is drafting, and then to some extent their decision-making. But we'll see what they draft. I feel like something that's just a little bit stronger at zoning the Timbersaw. Sure, you get a fast level 6 on Tide, but that hero isn't going to scale or do as much as a Timbersaw can, and you're giving him farm. So maybe something that can just shut him down more in lane.
It's hard because every time you hit him, he gets tougher to hit.
Yeah.
He gets more HP regen per second.
This is where the jungle heroes could come into play. There is a Chet. There's a Chet in the pool. There's an Enchantress as well. They do already have a Visage and a Prophet, so it would weaken their mid-game team fight a lot. But Orange has been known in the past for lots of early movement. I mean, even a Shadow Demon, a Rubik, a Sand King perhaps. Dignitas go for the Rubik, though.
Yeah, Rubik, I mean, we just saw Way Too Sexy play earlier, stealing the Naga Siren song.
Man, was he on point or what?
He was, and let's see if he could be on point this game. Although, to be fair, his starting earlier pulls and nice, cute telekinesis lift was a little bit shaky.
And I think you could really see the lack of proper boot camp because they had set aside a month, but they didn't have internet for 3 weeks. They talked about that in the introduction video for themselves when they got interviewed by Valve. And you could see it here where those pull timing's a little bit off. Had it been something they got a chance to practice, wouldn't have happened. But, well, they've had a game on the main stage. The nerves that Way Too Sexy is experiencing game one, hopefully they're gone. Because they'll need their best right now.
I mean, both teams coming off a win, that gotta help their confidence. I gotta say, though, I love their pickup of Alchemist and Timbersaw because you know Orange will take the fight to you. They will come one way or another, whether through smoke gang or very offensive wards being dropped. We saw against Na'Vi, they aggressively smoked, diving past towers and going for these kills. So you want to pick up heroes that is A, hard to kill, Alchemist, very tanky, Timbersaw, very tanky, and secondly, B, you want to pick up heroes that has dangerous nukes. Timbersaw, we saw what Snake King did last time. He just blew up like 4 people by himself.
And this I like a lot from RNG Esports. They get a Queen of Pain, always annoying to play against as any melee hero. The Shadow Strike damage, preventing you from bottling, limiting your ability to access the runes if you go for it. And it also just plays to what Orange is best at, which is abusing and taking advantage of their individual skill to snowball the lanes and roll from there. They're an aggressive lineup. Mushi's at the heart of it. And you give him a hero like Queen of Pain, this is one of his top 3 signature heroes.
Now, Mushi has not been playing mid today. Are we going to see him back on Queen of Pain?
It could be a safe lane Queen of Pain. I mean, I guess that's not out of the question. It's hard to say with Mushi, but I do feel like this should be a Mushi Queen of Pain because to me, he just wasn't getting enough done on the carry role, and I think he's just best at those 1v1 solos.
He is in the solo championship.
Yeah, by the way.
For a reason.
He's, of course, 5v5 is a bit different, but you could even go back to the international too, and Mushi was beating everyone, even some of the solos for teams that would go on to finish really high up in the tournament. So Mushi, definitely a lane dominator. They get him a hero that can dominate the lanes. Also the Visage, a hero that can. So Orange, a lot of pressure on their laning stage, but they've got the heroes to try and make that happen.
I'd like to see Orange Esports pick up a Naga Siren. I feel like that's a hero that really goes well with what they have so far. They need a frontline tank. 5 base armor, 6 early game base armor is very important. You can see that Team Dignitas is afraid of minus armor. They ban out the Razor.
This is greedy.
Orange's turn to pick.
It's not bad. Again, it goes back to what they want to draft. They want to draft tanky heroes. And I gotta say, AUI 2000, a lot of people give Emerald Bulldog as the best lone druid.
Are you giving him some props here?
AUI 2000, best lone druid NA.
I won't debate that.
All right. I mean, this is a guy that...
TC might have a thing or two to say.
Sure, that's fair enough.
Fear might want to argue with you,
But, I mean, this is a guy that kind of changed Dota when he said, yeah, let's get an armlet on our bear.
He is an innovator.
Right.
But there's no more armlet lone druid. Can he find a new strategy
There's
here?
still Midas into Radiance. There's still Maelstrom into Radiance. And we have heard teams in the past said, hey, Radiance buff on bears actually make the bear stronger now. So
it used to do 35 damage per second a couple of patches ago. Now it does 50. So that item in an AoE has gotten a whole lot stronger. But if you're RNG Sports, you don't plan to let AOI 2000 even farm the Gloves of Haste for the Midas, let alone the whole thing, let alone the Radiance. They'll be aggressive early and often. If you're Dignitas, though, I mean, I think overall these heroes do pretty much fit their playstyle. You mentioned being tanky, but also what we're looking at are heroes that can avoid fights if they don't want to take them. Lone Druid, good split pusher, same for the Timbersaw, same for the Alchemist. If you're Dignitas and you have a good